To By the Way with Beth and Stacey. I am Beth Cooper.
I'm Stacey Early Wine, and it's I don't like spring.
Yeah, well, I think on last week's show you were talking about how much we were happy about our flowers and stuff, and that it was almost time for that, but it's cold and rainy. Really,
it's rainy. It's cold, and and I can't get up if it's dreary outside.
Yeah,
of course, we're both running a little bit on fumes.
We are, because we've been hot and heavy into the nostalgia play, which is going to be not this weekend, but next weekend, April 4th and 5th at the Nostalgia Theater in downtown Flora at 7 p.m. Friday night and 7 p.m. Saturday night. We have an awesome cast, but we have been working so hard on this play that last night we were at the theater pretty late, and I had a big day yesterday, and I have a big day today with a lot of different things to do, and honestly, I am tired.
I'm getting tired.
I'm starting to get a little tired, folks.
I can feel myself wearing down between working at the shop and the play, recording By the Way. I also have my Airbnb, which is booked from April 2nd, literally till August 22nd.
Wow.
So, and there's times that like one person's coming in one day and coming in that night. And having the Airbnb is exhausting because I like that to be done, and worship leader at the church, and I'm a little I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little overextended right now. I can tell I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
it always happens this about 2 weeks before the play. I love doing the plays. They make me very happy, and the night of the play I'll get energized back again. But 2 weeks prior, it's like,
I'm feeling it too.
But I was pretty happy last night after they practiced last night.
It went good. I just there's some days I feel like I have so many things to do, I need to hire an assistant.
Right.
Today is one of those days.
But we can't afford assistants.
I know. I can't afford one. But if there's anyone out there that wants to work for free and just assist me with my day-to-day activities, that would be fantastic.
Well, honestly, with my sister's knee trouble, Diane being out of commission's really put a damper on me.
Yeah, she is your assistant,
Diane
isn't she?
is my assistant. She's one that helps me with the Airbnb, and she's out of commission right now. So, no, I am...
Well, my assistant was Malia, and she grew up and got married and moved away and left me. Rude. And my new assistant, Carissa, she's very involved in her own life and has very limited time to assist. But she's running track, and it's taking up a lot of time.
I am going to use her. Jim's hopefully going to get the rest of the stuff built today, but what is he said he had tonight, that awards banquet or something tonight? So.
Jim's another one. He's got something going every night.
Jim's got it. We got a ton of... I like being busy, because if I'm not busy, I'm a sloth.
Right. Well,
I need to be extremely busy, because if I'm not extremely busy, I'm a lazy bum.
Well, I've got work to do today. I've got to work at my other jobs, and then I have to drive to Effingham. I have an appointment up there, and then I'm having all the kids over tonight for supper for their birthdays. Filet mignon,
yum,
baked potatoes,
my favorite,
broccoli, homemade jalapeno poppers.
I still haven't had Jason's jalapeno poppers. Yeah,
Jason's jalapeno poppers are the best.
I'm gonna have to get some of those.
Probably a little bit of squash, and then macaroni and cheese for the little kids. The little kids. They're not that little. They're my littles. But
they're in junior high school?
Yeah, they're 16 and 13. They're still my littles. I don't know.
They still eat mac and cheese.
They still eat mac and cheese. And they might be 30 one day, and I'll be like, those are my little kids. But anyway.
Now, okay, so mac and cheese. What are you a cheater and do... I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I get a hankering for that Kraft box cheese.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. Sometimes that just hits... I make mine homemade, but... Every once in a while, I keep that stuff on hand just in case.
Because we're making so many things tonight, and because I'm going to be in Effingham and just roll in just in time for all of this to kind of start. I am not making homemade mac and cheese tonight. I'm doing boxed mac and cheese, but I have two different kinds. One, I sometimes buy that deluxe. It's kind of pricey. It's still Kraft. I think it's Kraft. Kraft Velveeta, it's the same thing, right? And but it's like the deluxe. It comes in a rectangle box that's I don't know. It's got the big noodles in it and the cheese that you don't. It just comes in a packet.
Comes out that packet,
my kids like that, but the strange thing about it is when we have steak with it, they want the original blue box mac and cheese, the tall rectangle box.
Yeah, with that powdered orange cheese.
They mix it with A1 steak sauce.
Well,
Have you ever tried that? Take your macaroni and cheese and add some A1 steak sauce to it.
I'm an A1 steak sauce freak.
Amazing. It's so good. So that's how we'll do it tonight. We'll just make the really bad for you mac and cheese in the blue box.
But it's so good.
We'll mix it with A1 and they will eat it.
It is so good. I put A1 steak sauce. I love baked potatoes. It's one of my favorite foods. And you can put anything on a baked potato, but one of my favorites is butter, cottage cheese, and A1 steak sauce on a baked potato.
Haven't tried it.
Oh,
I'm not a big cottage cheese gal, but
I love cottage cheese too, and I like it. I put an A1 steak. You know how I call Beth a food snob all the time. But there is one thing that I do not, and that's A1. I love A1 steak sauce.
Yeah.
It is. There's nothing, but there's not even a knockoff A1, I don't think, is there?
Well, we thought that there was, but there wasn't.
There's not.
There's one at Walmart that's like their brand. What is it? Not Equate, but not for food. They have another name for food. Great Value.
Great Value.
Great Value. And it looked similar to the A1 bottle. So we thought, this will save us a few bucks. It's probably knockoff A1. Oh my gosh. No, it was knockoff Country Bob's. Big difference.
Huge difference.
Big.
Now,
Huge.
I cook with Country Bob's. I put Country Bob's in a lot of my stuff.
Do you really?
I cook with Country Bob's.
When I was a kid, I loved Country Bob's.
Jim likes Country Bob's. I like it on chicken, but not
I love that it's local. Kind of to our area. You can look into that if you're not familiar with it. But I just don't like it as much as A1. A1's got that tangy. Country Bob's is sweet.
It's very sweet. That's why I cook with it a lot, because it's sweet. I do like to cook with Country Bob's. But A1, there are a few things that I do not budge on, and A1 steak sauce is one of them.
I'm with you.
I love it on chicken. I love it on my hamburgers. I love it on baked potatoes. I love it in everything.
Yep.
You just can't beat it. It's just got a different flavor to it.
It really does.
What's that commercial? The A1 commercial is pretty good because, I don't know. Jim's just like, you're a freak. But it's getting pretty expensive, but I will always
spend my money on A1 steak sauce. I know it is expensive, and like to buy I try to buy it at I don't have a Sam's card, but my mom and dad do. When they go to Sam's, they're like, "What do you want me to pick up for you?" And I say, "There's two things, always two things. They are A1 steak sauce and Heinz ketchup." And they buy the big bottles. They come in packages, and it's cheaper.
I do like Heinz, but I like Hunt's too. Sometimes.
No,
I get a hankering for
Hunt's. Again, Hunt's is made in America, and it's not. It's not good for them. But my taste buds say differently.
I'm not a real big ketchup, and mustard's mustard.
No, wrong.
Here comes the food stuff.
There is differences. There are differences.
Mustard, ketchup's ketchup. As long as I've got ketchup, I'm okay. But
no,
there's only one A1 steak sauce.
Mustard is another one I will only buy one brand of.
Really?
Yes.
I just think it's...
You can't taste the difference?
No.
What is the matter?
Oh, no. Mustard's mustard.
No. Big differences.
I do think that there's a difference in mayonnaise. If I had to pick between a mayonnaise, I like Duke's.
I like Duke's mayonnaise if I'm buying real mayonnaise.
Yeah, if I buy real mayonnaise, I'm not a big Miracle Whip user unless I'm cooking with it. But if I'm cooking, I'll just go with boring salad. I'll just get the cheap salad dressing. But you're a Miracle Whip person too.
I'm a Miracle Whip person, especially when I cook. My coleslaw gets Miracle Whip, and so does my deviled eggs.
I go if I'm cooking anything, if I'm mixing anything together, I'm pretty much going to go all knockoff stuff. But. I cook with a lot of sugar, and I'm a sweetness person. I like all that kind of stuff. But it's just so dreary. But boy, my flowers are coming up. Yesterday, Jack and I, it was like, no, let's not. But we went and piddled around. We kind of just moved a little bit because it's still too early, too cold.
Yeah.
My roses are greening up. About time to cut the dead off those. But I'm not going to rake anything up yet. But I got green coming up about everything. Everything's coming up.
I took one of my rose bushes out in the fall and got rid of it. I didn't like the placement of it, and it was one that never grew right. It was kind of like one side of it was paralyzed and the other side of it would have this great big long reach, and it just didn't. The shape of it was terrible. No matter how many times I pruned it back, I just got tired of it. I'm like, this one's got to go. I threw it away.
Probably going to rip out one of mine because it's weird because I have that one knockout rose that's in the backyard by the fence. That thing gets bigger than it gets.
Oh, I know.
Huge.
Mine's almost too big. I was thinking about getting rid of it too.
I love it because it just takes up. But I've got the space for it right there, and it just kind of grows over that white fence. And one of my exchange students, Lucia from Columbia, she got me that one. So she got me that knockout rose. And then I've got a one in the front, and it grows beautiful. And Marianne, my German exchange student, got me that one. But then I went and got one, and I can't get that. It's just like twigs.
Yeah.
I cannot, no matter how much I'm like, why are you not? But I've got
Roses
one area
can be difficult. It's about placement in the yard, I think.
Is it? Because
I think
it's just
that's a lot of
crazy.
I think it's a lot of it. It's like where you're putting it.
Because I have got, like, if you go on the east side, everything on the east side grows good. Everything on the west side grows, and even on the north side grows well. The south, so, but then like on the east side, and I've got like flower beds that go around here, and everything's just beautiful, beautiful. And then there's like a little bit about a 2-foot distance, and then it goes on the other side, on the east side. I can't get anything to grow in that one area, which doesn't make sense because nothing grows here, but literally right here, my hostas have been coming up for years.
Maybe you just need to add some fertilizer or something.
But it's so weird, but I don't do it to anywhere else. But
Well,
I don't
have
know.
you put hostas there? Because maybe you're just got too much shade. Oh, hostas.
No, nothing grows. I've tried everything there, and it doesn't make sense because there's 4 hostas here that get as big as your.
Well, you know what you need to put there?
What?
A statue.
Put Bigfoot over there.
Yeah, put one of your statues there,
Well,
or go make it. And that's a reason to go buy a new statue.
Oh well, it's about time.
Have you seen the ones at Bullard's that are like dinosaurs, like Brontosaurus?
Oh, we're fixing to go. Oh yeah,
That's where he's gonna live.
he's gonna have to go there.
He's
yeah.
gonna live in the land before time.
Jack already asked me. He asked me the other day. He was like, did you know that stone place is open?" I'm like, "Yeah, Bullard's is open." He's like, "Yeah, it's time to paint because we've been painting." They're all. I mean, we got the turtle, then we got the frog, so it's become a thing now. So
Yeah. Except dinosaur.
now we got Bigfoot, we got turtle, which I love my Sasquatch. Mm-hmm. He's cute, but Jim put pink lips on Sasquatch.
Oh, funny.
It's a girl Sasquatch.
Yeah. Well, there has to be a girl one too.
There has to be. Okay, Ty, let's see. What ad are you going to pull up for me here? Let's see. Which one's he going to pull up for me? Oh, here's the thing. Did you know wallpaper's all coming back?
Yeah, it's big right now.
It is big. Mac and Paige put wallpaper in their new house,
Uh-huh.
and it's beautiful. And I found this ad in this Good Housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Imperial washable wallpaper.
Nice.
It's custom made by Hattie Carnegie. Fashion first for $47. New pattern. I guess what this must be. This is one of my old magazines I got. Yep, April 1947. The old Better Homes and Gardens. New patterns, new colors, new beauty. Vibrant with color, sparkling with interest, authentic in design. The new Imperial washable wallpapers are now available. Ready to give your home the fresh new beauty and fashion authority that Imperial always provides. For quality price protection, look for Imperial Silver Label. Yeah, I mean, look at that wallpaper's out there. It's beautiful.
When I moved into my house, I pulled off like 15 layers of
Agreed.
wallpaper, and I said, never again, never will I.
Yeah.
Which I'm not the one that put it there, but I said, this house will never have wallpaper. Well, you
Me
should
too.
never say never, because I'm actually kind of thinking about it. Some of the new ones are so cute, and you don't have to do the whole room. Just do a little bit of accent.
Like I said, Paige in her new house, it's cute as can be. Her laundry room's got wallpaper, and then that little half bath has got the most beautiful wallpaper. Joey's bathroom's got this real pretty pink. Yeah, I'm like, wallpaper, what?
Yeah.
And it's beautiful along with all the other stuff. My house too did have wallpaper on it, and so I'm like, rip it off. Of course, I've been in my house for 35 years.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, it's all coming back. Wallpaper is.
We've been in ours like 25, I think.
Have you really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Boy, time goes by fast.
Yeah. It sure does.
And you know what else? It's time taking a commercial break.
All right. Speaking of time, we'll be right back.
At your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville, you can count on experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, the Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville carry a large inventory of Napa products for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced associates understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa Know-How at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores in Flora and Louisville. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
We like technology at Flora Savings Bank. Here's what you can accomplish in our mobile banking app in less than 30 seconds. See account balances in your transactions, set up an account alert, make a transfer between accounts, get an alert text message about your transfer, pay a bill, turn your debit card off and then back on. It all happens in the palm of your hand with our free My Bank to Go app. Search My Bank to Go in the App Store or Google Play and give mobile banking a try. Flora Savings Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. Today we have a fun show planned.
It is a good show.
It's interesting. Some people might remember this story.
Yeah.
Right, might remember who we're going to talk about.
Right, yeah. I was just flipping through some things, and I'm like, wait a minute, have we ever done this person? It's like we did somebody similar.
We did someone
but not this
similar,
person.
but I don't think we touched on her. But today we're going to talk about a woman named Sandy Allen. She was the tallest woman in the world for a while, and she came to Clay County in 1975, and there was a lot of information about it in the paper and a lot of pictures of her. She was actually from Shelbyville, Indiana, not Illinois. And she came here on a date.
But who knew we had that guy in town?
Yeah, so there was a man, and many of you knew him, may even be related to him because he was from here and he has family in the area. His name was Danny Gerber. Mm-hmm. And he was 7'2", and he was an employee at R&B Enterprises. Mm-hmm. What was that?
R&B was out there, like if you got by U Biggers and go north, that building right there that sits along the railroad tracks. R&B is a farm. The day was a farm type thing. You know that big building that sits right there north of the old U Biggers?
Okay.
That was R&B, I believe.
Okay. Well, that's where he worked. And he this story made national attention and went into national news regarding him dating the world's tallest woman at the time, Sandy Allen. And Sandy was 7'5".
I've got a picture
she was actually
here
taller.
of her. I feel like that's at the Ranch Steakhouse, and she barely fits in that.
Yeah, I have pictures of her there too. We have a lot of pictures we're gonna share.
Yeah, I mean, because seriously, I'm sorry, folks, but I'm looking at this picture.
Yeah,
look where here's the tables.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Look where they stand.
Yeah, we'll show these in a minute. Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I'm just digging this outfit she's wearing, and I'm like, holy cow, those are her knees at the top of the table.
So this was Sandy Allen's first date in her life. She was 19 years old when she came to Flora. Let's see. She was actually listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the world's tallest woman.
Does she still have that record, you think?
No, I don't believe so, because when I look her up, it says former tallest woman. I think somebody probably outgrew her.
Good night. Can you imagine? That has to be painful.
She traveled 211 miles. First of all, the first time they met, Gerber went to see her in Shelbyville, Indiana, and he traveled 211 miles.
How's that happen? Back up. How's that happen? Hey, you're really tall. I know a really tall gal.
Yeah. No, he read it. I'll tell you. He read a newspaper article about her. And then he was like, that's the girl for me. I'm looking for someone tall. And so then, I don't know, he set up a date with her, but okay.
How fun.
So then later she came to Flora in February of 1975. So despite the number of photographers and reporters present, the couple said it is possible for two people over 7 feet tall to have a normal date. I kind of feel bad for them, because here they were on this date. They're trying to get to know each other, trying to find the right person. And instead they have this entire group of media that is like paparazzi following them around Flora. There are pictures of them at every location that they went to. They had zero privacy.
I've got a picture where it's like Dan Gerber and Sandy Allen accept a gift from Art Judd from Art's Party Pack. Do you ever come across
Yeah,
Art's
I'm going to have
Party
a picture
Pack?
of that too. So basically, all the businesses in Florida like rolled out the red carpet. They knew the media was coming. They knew this was happening. So they like got all this stuff ready for Sandy. So the date, whatever, went fine, I guess. Miss Allen said later that she would like to go on another date with him if they could find an in-between place between Shelbyville, Indiana, and Flora, because 211 miles was a lot of mileage for either one of them to negotiate on a regular basis.
Well, because if you think about, I mean,
Yeah,
she
they
had to have
probably weren't
she had to have
comfortable.
a specially made van, but even in that case, I mean, that would be I mean,
But-
you just don't think that it would be that big of a deal, but it's huge.
Yeah, well, she
It's
invited
huge.
she invited him back to Shelbyville 2 weeks later
Uh-huh.
to play on her company's basketball team. What a team that would have been, huh? The other team probably wouldn't have stood a chance, even if Sandy and Danny were not very good basketball players.
No, you just hand it here. You put it. It might be pretty boring.
So,
Like I don't even have to rebound because it's going in every time. That's funny.
okay. So
I've got. But
let's show
Bill
some-
Oliver. Bill
Uh-huh.
Oliver's thing on here when he's first of all, I love Bill Oliver, and he's like a big day in Flora, and he calls her a giantess.
yeah, she's called that in
She's
several
called
places.
the giantess.
No,
I
so-
want to see some pictures.
Yeah, well, Flora actually called it Sandy Allen Day. March the 8th was the day. I think
Really?
their first date in February was in Shelbyville. Their second date when she came back and all of the local places rolled out the red carpet for her, that was on March the 8th of 1975. Let's show
see
a
some
few
pictures.
pictures. Okay, so this is the one that Stacey was showing me a few moments ago. This is Sandy Allen on the right, Danny Gerber on the left. Look at him with his cigarette in
I
his
know,
hand.
isn't that hysterical?
And we are, let me find
And they
that
both look-
particular
hey,
picture.
That's got to be at the Ranch Steakhouse.
Yeah, it
has
is.
to be. But look at that. They both have little boutonniere. I mean, look, they both have flowers. They got boutonnieres on.
They also,
he's smoking a cigarette. How funny.
um,
That was in 76, right?
75.
75.
They also ate at the East End. So
Oh.
it could have been, was that also?
No,
could
I
that-
believe that's the ranch. I recognize the ranch. Those are the old chairs and the way that everything's going. I believe that's the ranch.
Okay. All right. So there's another picture that I sent of them at a restaurant. Ty, do you see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. This is the East End. And look at Byron McCauley. Look how young he was. You guys, do you remember Byron?
Yes.
I remember Byron very well, yes. And
that's the
he's
East
talking
End.
with Alan, with Miss Allen, while she finished her lunch there. And then that's Danny Gerber
Well,
over on
do you
the right.
want to know what they
eating.
ate there?
Well, I know what they ate when they were at a restaurant in. It's like all of these articles talk about what they ate. Yes.
Here at the East End, it was a giant lunch too. The couple enjoyed 12-ounce T-bone steaks. Dan, that skinny guy, ate 2 steaks.
Oh my
2
gosh.
baked potatoes and dessert. Sandy had the same meal except only 1 steak was enough for her. And he's so skinny.
Yeah, so they had. Here's the part about the Ranch Steakhouse. They had breakfast at the ranch. I have their whole. Let's go through their whole day.
Let's do.
It is
Let's do.
hour by hour. Everyone was fascinated with them. We might as well be too, right?
I am fascinated
This is
right now.
the hour by hour on March the 8th of Sandy Allen Day. Final preparations have been completed for the big Sandy Allen Day. The big Sandy.
The big Sandy Allen Day.
And this
Now
is
that would
what-
drive me crazy.
Yeah.
I'm glad there's not a big Stacey Early White Day.
The schedule for the events is being firmed up for the arrival of the world's tallest female, Sandy Allen of Shelbyville, Indiana. Sandy and her escort for the day, Danny Gerber of Flora, have a busy schedule ahead of them as the Flora merchants and citizens roll out the red carpet for the affair. Flora folk will see the 7'5" Sandy and the 7'2" Danny on the highways and byways of the town, picking up gifts and viewing the sights. The two gained national and worldwide fame last month when Danny visited Sandy at her home. Television, radio, and newspapers ran pictures and interviews with the tall couple. Sandy, her mother, and her brother will be arriving in town this evening and will stay at the Ranch Motel. So even her mom and her brother came. Okay, so 8 a.m. Saturday. Danny will meet Sandy for breakfast at the
Danny
ranch.
and Sandy.
Oh my
Oh
gosh!
my gosh!
Just like Grease.
Just
Start singing Grease. What's something?
Grease is the word.
Yeah.
The word is the word that you heard.
Okay, Danny will meet Sandy
Sorry, we just took
for
off.
for breakfast at the Ranch Steakhouse. So that's the one picture that you had
Did
there
they eat
was the
steak and
ranch.
eggs?
6-year-old Sandy Grubb will serve the two, and she will be greeted by owner Jerry Knight. They had a 6-year-old child serve them.
Yeah, I think her parents owned this. So it doesn't count as child labor when it's your own kid.
Well, I'm just like, so this all ran in the paper like prior to them arriving. So anybody that wanted to follow them around all day knew their entire schedule for their date, which to me is
How
just
funny.
so bizarre. This whole thing is just weird to me, but whatever. Okay. The two will take, this is at 9 a.m. Saturday, so they had breakfast from 8 to 9. Now at 9, the two will take a tour of the 360-acre Gerber livestock farm owned by Danny's father, Lester Gerber. Sandy has been looking forward to the tour since she has a real interest in livestock as she works for the Indiana State Board of Animal Health in Indianapolis. Mr. Gerber will help with the tour. He has said, it's not every day that you have the tallest girl in the world coming to your farm. The tour is expected to last 2 hours. So now we're up to 11 a.m. Saturday.
Okay, let's take a commercial break.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back because I got to know what happens after lunch.
Oh, yeah.
What if you didn't like him? Oh, my gosh.
Well,
this
he
who's
makes
she
a
gonna
comment.
call?
He makes a comment later that he had a good time, but the love bug had not bitten.
Okay, great. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a loan for your brand new home, call Clay County State Bank. If you want to transfer money so your future will look sunny, call Clay County State Bank.
We got checking and savings and bill pay too.
An online bank, just ask our crew. For all your banking needs, we think you will agree.
Clay County State Bank is the place you need to be.
Clay County State Bank.
Tomorrow. Some fear the uncertainty it brings. Some trust the promise it holds. At Grinnell Mutual, we are always looking forward to tomorrow, growing and innovating. So even if the plans you have for the future aren't the same as the plans that the future holds for you, you can be ready. Because we'll be ready, like we have been for over 100 years. Trust in that. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to your mutual agent today.
Your local agent is on the square. Louisville, Clay County, Farmers Mutual Insurance.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to By the Way with Beth and Stacey. We are talking about Sandy Allen Day in Flora in 1975, which many of you may remember. We're talking about how the newspaper put their entire schedule hour by hour out there in print. For anyone who wanted to follow them around for the day, they totally could.
And but
just
everything
strange.
I'm seeing, everybody did everywhere they went. There were 3,
People.
4, 500 people everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Flora was really boring, I guess. That this was like
Yeah.
the big thing.
Of course, back in the 70s is when we had all the super cool stores downtown.
Yeah,
So
there
that,
was.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Okay, so we've worked our way up to 11 a.m.
We're
Saturday.
at lunchtime.
11 a.m., the two will dine for lunch at the Flora East End Cafe. Owner Byron McCauley will serve them a large combination salad, two baked potatoes, and a large 1.5-pound T-bone steak each. Little did he know Danny was going to eat two of
He was
them.
going to beat 2 of them.
After their lunch, they will run across the street and pick up a bottle of pink champagne from Art's Party Shop.
Okay, so Arts, where are we at now? The East End Cafe?
Yes, but they only had an hour to eat 2 baked potatoes, Danny 2 steaks, and a large combination salad. They and to go across the street and pick up champagne. They have to be ready to leave at noon because that's when their next appointment.
Okay, so across the street would be where the East End still's at.
Yeah,
so that must have been Arts.
Yeah, and it did become.
I
knew
too
it was
young
called
to
the
buy
Party
alcohol
Pack.
at the time, so I wouldn't
Yes.
know that was Arts.
I wasn't even born. Okay.
She wasn't even born yet. I was 9.
All right, it's noon on Saturday. They will start their shopping tour of Flora. Included during this 3-hour spree will be a stop at JCPenney's,
Nice.
so that Sandy can try on and pick up 3 pairs of first edition slacks, especially made for her in Dallas, Texas. JCPenney manager Ed Morrison also has a new JCPenney battery for Danny. Okay, let's stop there because I have a picture of them at the JCPenney shop holding. There's a woman. I'm not sure that they're in it, Ty, but there's a woman holding up 2 pairs of slacks. There you go.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Holy cow.
So you can see on the left is the slacks for Sandy. On the right is just a regular pair of slacks like what this woman would wear. And let me see in my if
That's
it
a
says
neat
who that
picture.
picture is.
Does it say who's that woman is though that's working at Penny's?
Yeah, I think I have it here somewhere.
Yeah. There she is.
So these pants the ones for Sandy required a 58-inch length. That means the pants were 4 feet 8 and 1/3 inches long. And since she's the only woman in the world that needs them, she can't just walk into any woman's clothing store and pick out something off the racks. So she had actually became a pretty nifty seamstress making all of her own clothes, which probably explains the outfit that she's wearing in the pictures. But when Sandy comes to Flora, she'll be able to walk right into Flora JCPenney store and slip into any of 3 pair of JCPenney's first edition slacks, which were especially made in Dallas, Texas at the request of Flora store manager Ed Morrison. Way to go, Ed Morrison.
Good job,
I don't know Ed. He hasn't shown up in any of my other stories, but I'm happy that he thought ahead to do that. That is a very kind gesture.
Nice. Yeah.
That he was a nice guy. I just know it. So this is held by clerk Juanita Meyer. So she's holding a common size, and then she's holding the Sandy size. So yeah, Juanita Meyer is who that is. Okay, so we're back to the schedule.
We're back to the schedule.
They're going to leave JCPenney, and then they're going to the Flora Lighthouse, and they're giving the pair a Bible. I don't know where the lighthouse was.
Where was the lighthouse?
The Flora Sewing
Sounds
Center, which I wish was still there. I don't even know where that was. I love sewing centers.
I know.
Will also be a place for them to visit. Operator Helen Hart has a blouse for Sandy and a bright red sports coat for Danny. Mrs. Hart made both of these items. The coat made from material donated by Milton Smith of Smith Oil Company, and the blouse material donated by Virginia Valbert of Valbert's Feed Store. Holland's Truck Station will have a pair of Acme boots for Danny and Sandy's little brother, and Sandy will get a purse, because apparently girls don't need boots. The Country Squire boss, Tom Haskins, has a pair of Red Wing shoes for each. They're getting all kinds of nice stuff.
Man!
Lucille's Flower Shop and Hills Jewelry will also be giving gifts.
Nice.
Many others plan to do something or give something also, but their plans have not been finalized. Okay, now we're up to 3 p.m. Saturday. That's a lot of shopping just between noon and 3. 3 p.m. Saturday, the two will pay a surprise visit to the Kiwanis Pancake Day celebration at the McKendree School. How is it a surprise? You just put it in the paper that this is going to be their schedule, but this is a surprise visit.
Oh, great.
Apparently the kids don't read the paper. Okay, but this is Saturday, so there's not going to be kids there. 3:30 p.m. Saturday, a press conference will be held at the Flora Elks Club, at which visiting media can question the tall duo and get their reactions to the celebration. News media throughout the area are expected to be on hand. At 4 p.m., the two will have a couple of hours to relax and get ready for the evening's excitement.
Good Lord, I'd be exhausted.
I know. I'd be like, all right, I need a nap at 4.
No kidding.
6 p.m. Saturday, a private reception will be held at the Flora Elks Club, followed by dinner, which is by invitation only. Local dignitaries have been invited, and the Flora Mayor, Don Butte, will present Sandy with a copy of the proclamation proclaiming Sandy Allen Day, and will also present her with the key to the city. She was probably like, yay,
a key to Flora.
By 8:30 on Saturday, the two will pay a brief visit to the Heart Fund Dance, which is being held at the upstairs club room at the Flora Elks. Okay, so then they're going upstairs at 8:30. 8:45 p.m. Saturday, the Flora Bowl and Sporting Goods will be the scene for relaxation and recreation as host Phil Johnston treats them to bowling fun. Did I send in a bowling picture, Ty?
Bowling fun.
Yeah. All right. Let's just show another picture. I don't know which ones I even show.
Yeah, let's see some more pictures because I want to see. There's one with that's an arts
party
I sent
pack.
that one in. Yeah.
Yep. So That's their pink champagne. They're happy about that. Okay.
What's this?
This is a parking meter on the street. So this was actually in downtown Shelbyville on their first date, which was in Shelbyville. But you can just tell by the parking meter. I mean, this is just a good picture to show how tall they were. And look at that truck. Yeah, they're towering over it, which they are on a sidewalk. But honestly,
you're never
the
flying.
sidewalk.
You're not flying anywhere. You're limited where you're going. That's crazy.
Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, this is. She's getting flowers and candy from Danny when he goes to meet her at her front door.
Yeah, and she
This
can't
is
even
in
walk through her
Shelbyville.
front door.
But yeah, look at her head in her front door. Okay.
Oh, I love this picture, Beth.
This is Lucille Anderson. So many of you remember her. She ran Merle Norman's studio in Flora for years and years. And here she is putting makeup on Sandy Allen when she came to Flora. I didn't see that in the schedule, but Lucille got to put makeup on her. So
I saw a picture of your scrapbook, too, where there's a band playing. Did you send that picture in? Flip the page, babe. Other way.
The other way?
Yeah. Yeah, let's flip that right there. In the middle. What's that? I see a band.
Okay, so yeah, there was a band that came. This is right outside of Vaughn's. You can see the Vaughn's building in the back. The Waterloo German Band from Waterloo. How far away is Waterloo?
But Waterloo's over by St. Louis. It's 2 hours away.
Entertained Miss Allen on her special day. The band was traveling through Flora, and Ray Harris invited them to play for the occasion. Okay, so this is going to be a future show where we're going to talk about Crusade Enterprises and Ray Harris and all of the people that he made. They made records. It was a recording studio. So I'm willing to guess the Waterloo German Band was here to record.
Probably.
And Ray said, "Hey, this is happening in town today. Why don't you go play?" I would be willing to guess that's how that happened. But yeah. Okay, do I have, let's see the next one. This one is right outside of the party pack.
Yep, that's Arts.
Yep, and look at the children in the background. They look so tiny.
God, it almost just doesn't even seem real, does it?
Yeah.
I can see where people were fascinated by this.
Uh-huh.
I mean, look at them compared to everybody else. Wow. That would be a curse.
It really would be.
It would be a curse, I think.
Uh-huh.
So that's outside of Arts. Oh, what's this one, Beth?
This one, let me find it in my handy dandy scrapbook.
The only thing is you'd be able to eat anything you want because look how tall and skinny you are. I mean, look, he's tall and skinny, and he just put down 2 12-ounce steaks and baked potatoes and all sorts of stuff. What's that? I'm trying to see
this was
that.
on Valentine's Day in 75. This was actually in Shelbyville, Indiana.
So they went on 2 dates.
Yeah. Well,
now wait a minute. That's in Shelbyville because that's the same outfit.
Yeah. Well, she had that on in her house too. She had the same outfit on them multiple.
She probably doesn't have very many clothes.
Yeah. So this picture might have been in Flora. The caption is not. It says it's February 14th, 1975. So it was not the day that she came to Flora for Sandy Allen Day, but
I'm trying to see what it says behind her shoulder.
Coupon sale.
Is that what that says?
I honestly don't know that business. I'm betting that is Shelbyville.
Yeah, I don't recognize that front. But I'm not like a.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Okay, back to where we're at. So we're at the Elks and we're dancing.
Yes.
And then we went
they
bowling.
went to the bowling alley. And that was their quiet time. The relax.
Huh?
Oh yeah, here's the bowling alley. Yeah. Yeah. So let's helping hands. It says Gerber and Miss Allen helped teach her brother Mike how to properly release the bowling ball. And I think that's go back to that last picture we had real quick that we didn't know where it was. I bet that's her little brother. She's holding his hand.
Yeah.
I think that's her little brother. And then they go back to the bowling alley, please. And then, they are teaching him to bowl. Yeah, they're teaching him how to bowl at the bowling alley.
Oh my!
That was their relaxation time. What a day they've had! My gosh, they were probably exhausted.
Hell, I've been thinking I've been tired this whole time.
You're not tired, Stacey.
I'm not tired.
You didn't do 500 things like this lady did.
and somebody in your face all the time. Yeah, that's
Okay,
crazy.
so let's see. So they don't have the schedule for what they did Sunday. Apparently, maybe the date was over on Saturday. But her and her family did stay at the Ranch Motel Friday night and Saturday night, courtesy of owner and operator Mark Harvey. So they got a free night stay. This whole thing was termed the world's tallest blind date, and made news reports around the world. The Flora greenhouse presented flowers to Sandy and her family when they arrived, including corsages for the women and a boutonniere for Danny to wear during the morning celebration Saturday. Things started off early Saturday with a trip to Merle Norman Cosmetics Studio at 7:30 a.m., where Lucille Anderson gave Sandy a facial. And then that's when they started Saturday with the breakfast at the ranch. It was a delicious breakfast of scrambled eggs, sausage, orange juice, and cinnamon rolls, according to Sandy and Dan. Yeah. So, what a big old long day and full of presents.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, these two, to my knowledge, never got married.
Made a love connection.
It was not a love connection, although that was a good show. We haven't talked about that. You remember the show Love Connection?
Yeah, I do.
That's a blast from the past.
That is a blast from the past. I might have to write that one down. My favorite. What was the one with the honeymoon? The
Newlyweds?
The Newlyweds.
Some of those shows got really ornery.
They did get a little ornery.
But, I mean, I watched them all. It went right over my head when I was a kid. I didn't understand any
I'm
of
gonna
that.
write that down.
Yeah. Okay. So later, Sandy posted a big thank you ad in the paper, in the Flora paper, and she said, "Thank you. I wish to express my gratitude to all of the wonderful people of Flora who made my visit to your friendly community a very pleasant experience. A special thanks to the merchants for all the wonderful gifts you so graciously gave me, much more than I could have ever imagined. I do apologize for not being able to visit with all of you. I will always treasure the memory of my first visit to Flora. I look forward to visiting with you all again. Sincerely, Sandy Allen." And Sandy went on in other interviews to describe her day and weekend in Flora as, quote, fantastic. She had no idea anyone would go to so much trouble for me. It's just unbelievable.
Wow.
She was very taken aback, very gracious, and glad to, that everyone was so kind.
We're gonna take another commercial break, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about what happened, in the end of her life, and because she made a lot of appearances over throughout the country.
She
did.
did.
We'll take a commercial break, and we're gonna talk to you a little bit about what the little we know about what happened to them after they left.
We'll be right back.
Do you bowl like this? That's great. Do you bowl like this? That's great too. That's because whether you're a pro or you just want to have a lot of fun, at Peggle's Silver Dollar Lanes, we have a lane for you. We have galaxy bowling, gaming for kids and adults, Joe's Pizza, a full bar, darts, pool, and fresh and clean bowling shoes. Boy, does that smell nice. So come on down to Peggle Silver Dollar Lanes in Effingham, where we have a lane for you.
My name is Robin Stanford. I own Stanford Marketing. It's a promotional products business along with an embroidery business. And we do custom hats, t-shirts, anything, you name it, we can make it. People like that we do stuff in-house and we can actually make things here and that we're not contracting the work out to other places. We never say no. We always try to find a way to do it. If anybody can do it, we can do it. We are hardworking women, that is for sure. Come to Stanford Marketing in Flora for all your custom and promotional needs.
Give me all your lumber. Doors, paint, windows, electrical, plumbing, and much more. Oh yeah, give me all your guns too.
John Lucas.
What?
You better be dreaming about all the stuff we sell here at Zink Building Center.
Oh, I would. Zink Building Center in Louisville on Route 45. It's a cool place.
Welcome back to, by the way, Beth and Stacey. We're discussing Sandy Allen and her big day, Sandy Allen Day in Flora.
Very neat.
Yeah. So I have some other pictures I sent in of her in a little car. It's a Pacer, I believe. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. Look how, she could not possibly have enjoyed riding in this car. With Love Pacer buttons on her collar and vest pockets, Sandy Allen shows her joy in finding a car that fits, quote. Do you think if it?
I don't know, but Scott does have a longer. I don't know.
The whole ad said, okay,
Yeah.
this is an ad for an AMC Pacer. It says, and it starts off with a quote from her. It's the only car for me. And then AMC Pacer. At 7'5" plus, Miss Sandy Allen, the world's tallest woman, needs a very special car. That's a Pacer American Motors new wide small car. It's the only car I can drive, she said. So with little assistance from Bill Wood, Miss Allen took a Pacer for a test drive. It was the first time she had ever driven a car. That's the most fun I have ever had, she said. I've never wanted anything so much in my life. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, was the reoccurring comment she made during her stay in the Pacer. So Bill Wood Motors in Flora, let her test drive this. It was the first time she'd driven a car.
Wow.
She's 19, and she wanted it, and if she apparently fit in it. So maybe that front seat goes way back.
I bet it does, and I bet there's a long floorboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So she's standing by that.
Well, because she's it. You got the second picture of that?
Yeah, I got another picture of her, too, with a car, I think.
Yeah, there she's in it, so.
Yeah. But she still looks like her head's going to go
pretty
through the
uncomfortable,
ceiling.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well,
I have a couple things here. It's like when she was born, she was at the average size baby at 6 pounds 5 ounces. Apparently, what caused her problem was a tumor on the pituitary gland, which was removed when she was 21 and then stopped the growth.
I don't think that would have happened today. I think they would have caught it much
way
earlier. Uh-huh.
She was never married and claims that the main love in her life was her dog Shelby. But I find it funny because she appeared in a number of motion pictures, such as Fellini's Casanova and Sideshow. I also read here where she appeared on such television programs as The Maury Povich Show, Oprah, Jerry Springer, Lisa Gibbons, and even Howard Stern. Yeah, I mean, she says one of her funniest memories involves getting stuck in a bathtub while visiting England.
Oh, my. I didn't find that. But.
Yeah, she is often aided by a cane or wheelchair.
Yeah.
In 1998, Sandy was the guest of honor for the Robert Wadlow Memorial Birthday Celebration in Alton, which we covered.
Yeah, we talked about him when he came to Flora. Episode 1, which you can find on YouTube. Our episode
he
1.
was 8'11", was the tallest human ever to live.
And he also had a disorder with a gland or whatever. But her pituitary gland tumor caused her to produce excessive growth hormone, and it was between 200 and 1,000 times more than usual. 1,000 times more.
That's crazy.
Like, why didn't they find that earlier?
You'd think you would have been able to find that. But
medical
maybe
stuff
not.
was different.
Yeah.
She was raised by her grandmother.
Yep.
But
just crazy stuff. Apparently, she actually, after she visited Flora, she wanted to actually come back and visit Flora again. But I don't believe she ever did make it back. But Beth, let's show some of the older pictures you've got of her.
Let's see this one, though, Ty.
This one right here when she's a little bit older.
Yeah, this one. Here she is when she's older. And she loved to go talk to school groups, and her message was, it's okay to be different. And I like that. Yep, so you can see there's just a regular guy there by her and how much taller she is.
Wow.
Yeah, she was she was known to be very kind and generous, and she was shy when she was younger, but she kind of overcame that because she wanted to speak out about it. It's okay to be different. She actually, her life story is told in a book.
Oh.
And the book, I don't have it, but I would like to look for it. And it's called Cast a Giant Shadow.
Wow.
Isn't that neat?
That's a catchy title.
Yeah, Cast a Giant Shadow.
Really?
So Sandy died in 2008 at the age of 53. And she had suffered from recurring blood infection, diabetes, breathing troubles, and kidney failure, which a lot of times people that have these large bodies, they just, a lot of times it's hard. They can't keep up. But yeah, she definitely had some health issues and died at a young age. So are there more pictures, Ty, that you found of her online that were older? Okay.
So, Beth, what do we know what happened to Mr. Gerber? Do we know anything what happened to him?
Well, I tried to find him on Find a Grave, and I am not sure that I didn't I should have researched him a little bit more, but the only one that I found that could possibly be him, I didn't find anyone in Clay County, was that if this is him, he died in 2012 at the age of 60 and he was cremated.
Okay.
But again, I'm not sure of that. So I hesitate to even share that. I'm not sure, and I have a feeling he still has family here, and they probably know. And it's possible he's still around too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I hope he's doing well if he is.
Yeah, very interesting. But yeah, I wonder if her, and you talked a little bit. She was in the Guinness Book of World Records, but you did say when you found research that. But there is somebody taller than she's not.
Yeah.
She doesn't hold that record anymore.
I don't believe so, but let me go back to that page real quick.
Just get a gander at that. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a, I wonder whatever happened there, because she was 7 foot 7 inches. Gosh.
So the current world tallest woman, it actually lives in Turkey. And she's also 7 foot 7 inches, and her name is Rumeza Gelgi, and she's 7 foot 7. She's the world's tallest living woman. She also holds records for the longest finger on a living female person, largest hands, and longest back on a living person.
Okay.
She was born with Weaver syndrome, which is a genetic condition that causes accelerated growth. So,
that's so interesting, though.
Yeah.
but that woman holds the record now.
Yes.
Even though their heights was the same.
She's considered the world's tallest living human.
Living human.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just.
We did the Robert Wadlow, and I don't think anybody. I think he is still. I don't think anybody has ever bypassed him. Isn't Wadlow still the remaining? He holds that record, I believe.
I'm not sure.
Over 8 foot tall. Hey Ty, look at see who holds the Guinness Book of World Records men. See if it's still Robert Wadlow from Alton. That was an interesting.
And then when you're done doing that, Ty, I sent you a picture.
Hey Ty.
So, so the world's tallest woman, this is back in 24, so just last year. The world's tallest woman and the world's shortest woman met for tea, for afternoon tea.
What?
The world's,
no. You got this picture?
Yeah.
Holy cow, this is crazy.
That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is the current world's tallest woman. So she's the same height as Sandy Allen. This is Rumeza Gelgi.
That the tallest woman. She was in one of the American Horror Stories freak show.
Okay, and this and this is Jyoti Amji. She's 2 feet 7 inches, and they're both in the Guinness Book of World Records. So there's 5 feet difference between them two. Oh yeah,
looks like there's more than that. Wow.
There's another picture here, Ty, I'm sending to you really quickly that shows
Holy cow.
Shows them better.
Yeah, that little, she was in that. Like
I've seen her. She also has like a TikTok page and
the little woman.
The little one. And the thing about her is like she's beautiful and she looks like a doll. Like she looks like
absolutely.
She's
got that little bitty voice.
Yeah. But they talked about what they love that are the same. They both have a lot of things in common. They both love makeup. They both love jewelry. They like doing their nails.
Oh my gosh.
They did say it was difficult to make eye contact at times.
Look at that.
But it was great.
Look at their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks like a little doll.
Yeah, she does. 2 feet 7 inches. Yeah,
isn't that something?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Isn't that something? Like they're just.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, we're all made differently, and so what did we find out about Robert?
I don't know. Did we find anything out about Robert yet?
He is no longer the tallest man.
He's no longer the tallest man. What is the tallest man?
Who is?
Sultan.
I'm not sure. It's a Turkish name.
A Turkish name.
What's going on in Turkey?
They got the genetics. They said it was genetic.
28.
What?
8 feet 28 inches.
That doesn't make sense.
2.8 inches.
Okay, 8 feet 2.8 inches.
Oh Oh, my Lanta. And
Yeah.
Wadlow was how tall?
I don't remember, 8 foot something.
8 foot something.
Wow. But yeah, the woman in Turkey, it did say genetic. So if there's
Yeah.
a gene over there, that would, explain it. If there's several
Yeah.
in Turkey that this is happening to.
Oh, wow.
It's, I'm glad that they, I don't know.
Wadlow stood at 8 foot 11 inches.
Okay, wow.
And this guy was what?
2.8.
Yeah.
So not as tall as him.
Yeah. Wow.
That's something else, I'll tell you.
You can't even hardly comprehend it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Woo-wee.
Yes. So anyway, interesting story.
Very interesting.
For those that don't remember Sandy Allen Day in March of 1975, now you do.
How fun.
Now you know. So what do you have for us today?
I ended up, I've got my funny stuff. I've got my Here's Your Sign.
Uh-huh.
And then I bought You Might Be a Redneck If.
Okay. Let's hear some of those. I like some Jeff Foxworthy.
So we're going to shake it up here.
Okay. No more deep thoughts by Jack Handy.
No more deep thoughts.
This month we're moving on to something else.
Exactly. Let's see. You might be a redneck if your richest relatives buys a new house and you have to help take the wheels off of it.
Oh. Okay. That's good.
You might be a redneck if you've ever used lard in bed. I don't know. I don't know what that even means. That's probably not good.
That's not good, no.
Okay, here's another one.
Pick a different one.
Let's do another one. This is a good one. You might be a redneck if you think potted meat on a saltine is an hors d'oeuvre. Rednecks.
Rednecks. That's funny.
Rednecks. You gotta love rednecks.
That's right.
I got a whole book full of them.
Well, this will be good. We might have to go through and cross off some that are inappropriate.
Well, yeah, because I don't know what. I don't even.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll explain it later.
Yeah, I'm not.
So,
never mind.
Anyway, yeah. Oh, as always, you can find our show on Channel 100 Wabash Catch TV. We air Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m. Our new episodes air on Thursdays and Fridays every week. You can also find our new episodes on our YouTube channel on Monday each week, and all of our videos are there. So if you just go to Beth and Stacey on YouTube, you can find our channel, which has all of our shows on there. So you also like and follow us on Facebook. So that is it for today. It was a fun show. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.
God bless you and have a great day.